guys, so today we are going to talk about section 1.4, multiplying integers. So today I can statement is multiply integers and solve real life problems. Multiplying integers with the same sign. So if we are taking two positive integers and multiplying them together, the product of those two integers with the same sign will be positive. So for example, I have 2 times 3, that will equal a positive 6. Okay, or if I have negative 2 times negative 3, that will equal also a positive 6. So the integers with the same sign, so we have two positives and two negatives being multiplied together, we are going to get a positive answer. Next, multiplying integers with a different sign, the product of those two integers with different signs is going to be negative. So when we look at this, okay, our numbers that we are going to look at, we have 2 times negative 3, and that can be in parentheses, equals negative 6, or negative 2, let's fix the 6, negative 2 times positive 3 will give me a negative 6 as well. Okay, so in example 1, we are going to multiply integers with the same sign. Okay, so we are going to take negative 5 times negative 6. So negative 5 times negative 6, that's a 6. If we are multiplying two integers with the same sign, we are going to take a positive value, or going to get a positive value. So then we would just do 5 times 6, which gives us 30. And because it's a negative times a negative, we would have a positive answer. For our example 2, we are going to multiply integers with different signs. So here we have 3 times negative 4. We have two different signs. So we have 3 times negative 4. So I know my answer is going to end up to be negative. So if I'm multiplying just 3 times 4, I get 12, negative 12. Here I have negative 7 times positive 4. And that is going to, again, leave me with a negative answer because I have one negative in my problem. So I'm going to have a negative. So 7 times 4 would give me negative 28, or negative 7 times positive 4 would give me negative 28. Go ahead and pause the video so you can try the next 8 on your own. One thing I do want to point out, we can make a little chart over here so we can have our, hopefully a little help for us. So if we are multiplying a negative times a negative, we are going to get a positive. A positive times a positive equals a positive. And then if we multiply our negative, let's try that again, times a positive, we are going to get a negative, or a positive times a negative, we will end up with a negative. So if we have an odd number of negatives in that value or in the problem, we will end up with a negative answer. All right, we are going to look at example 3, using exponents. Okay, when we are looking at exponents, we want to look at the value of our superscript, okay, so of our exponent. So here we have 2. Okay, so we are going to take everything inside the parentheses and multiply it that many times. So we're going to take negative 2 times negative 2, which would leave me with 2 times 2 is 4. And then a negative times a negative would give me a positive 4. So positive 4 would be my answer. If I take negative 5 squared, for example B, my 5 is being squared, but my negative is not. So I'm squaring my 5, so I'm going to take 5 times 5. And then that entire thing is going to be we're going to take the negative of that entire answer. So we will get negative 25. Okay. For C, here we are going to be taking it to the cube root, so times 3, or 3 times. So we are going to take the entire thing inside the parentheses, so negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. So negative 4 times negative 4, a negative times a negative is a positive. So we would get 16 times a negative 4. That would give me a negative 64. Go ahead and try the next 4 on your own. Pause the video if you need an extra moment. An example 4, our real life application, says the bar graph shows the number of taxis a company has in service. The number of taxis decreases by the same amount each year for 4 years. Find the total change in the number of taxis. So every year, okay, it looks like we are decreasing by 50 taxis. Okay, so everyone is decreasing by the same amount each year. So consistently, we are losing 50 taxis. And it says that this rate has been the same for 4 years. So after 4 years, how many taxis have we decreased by? So we would do 50 times 4, which is 200. And we had a negative times a positive, which would give us our negative 200. So we have decreased our number of taxis that this service had by 200. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. This is the end of the video, but go ahead and pause and give yourself a little bit of time to try the next one on your own about the manatees.